Fortnite's Unvaulting countdown at Loot Lake, and more coming up on today's episode of the latest in tech news. Hey Gadgeteer, you're just in time for the latest episode of the world's only 3-in-1 show on tech, gadgets, and gaming news. That's right, this is the latest in tech news. My name is Taylor American. Our feature story today is the event countdown happening at Loot Lake in Fortnite currently, and everything surrounding that. We'll also be taking a look at how to auto-delete your Google history and data. We'll also be looking at Facebook's cryptocurrency and their, Verge, Realm research, their experimentation into the idea of cryptocurrency. We'll also be taking a look at Apple's new iPhone 11 design. We'll also be looking at, the Japanese laundry folding robot. We'll also be looking at a radar that can wirelessly monitor vital signs of patients. And finally, we'll be looking at Risk of Rain 2 reaching 1 million copies sold. That's right, after 1 month in Steam Early Access. All that and more. By the way, if you want to get the article links to everything happening in today's show, head on over to technewsgadget.net/109. And with that out of the way, let's head on over to, did you know? Hey, it worked this time. If you guys didn't notice, see, I got the graphic updated. If you're listening, you're like, Taylor, what the heck? It sounds the same like the other one. Yeah, well, it's different because, if you didn't know it, I'm recording this as a video, and it's also available on YouTube. Hi! I just waved to the camera. If you're still listening on audio, I think you get the joke now. So, yeah, it's recorded as a video, put up on YouTube, cut as a podcast as well, so we'll just have to deal with it. But yes, did you know that it is estimated that spammers only receive 1 reply for every 12 million emails that they send out? And I looked into it, I crunched the numbers, I did some really hard digging, guys. You want to know what kind of a reply rate that is? It is 0.0000083%. So, how would you like to have this job? Pretend you're a salesman, and your boss tells you, okay, you're going to send out 12 million phone calls, or you're going to call 12 million people, but you're only going to get 1 reply. You're going to be like, boss, that sucks. And you're like, we'll do it. I guess it's worth their time or something, otherwise they wouldn't keep doing it. Here's my recommendation. If it's spam, and it looks like spam, or smells like spam, or feels like spam, or if you squish it and it's a can of spam, take it, throw it out. Don't even look at it, don't even bother it, clear it out, delete it out, because I guarantee you it's not important. So, there you go. How would you like to have that as your job, though? You got to be like the worst performing salesman of all time. And if you just so happen to convert and you get 2 replies for every 12 million emails you send out, I'm sure you get like a raise right there, like the boss flipping out, all expense paid trip to, a cruise, something. Who knows? It's hilarious. So there you go. Bet you didn't know that. Now you know. And you're welcome if you didn't want to know that, and it's just too bad. So also, did you know that technophobia is the fear of technology? But I'm fairly certain we don't have that fear here, right? Do we? Don't? Okay, good. Just want to make sure. And if it is, you could probably get over it by either A, becoming a monk and living in a mountain for the rest of your life, which is okay, or gradually getting used to technology and figuring out it's not so bad at all. It's kind of like swimming in a swimming pool. If you've never learned how to swim, or you don't know how to swim, or you don't like water, you're afraid of water, it's okay. You can control the circumstances around that. Some are obviously out of your control, but what you can control is, you can actually probably get to the point where you'll enjoy walking or wading around, or possibly swimming in a pool to a little extent, but you'll get over it, right? I think you can get over a phobia, right? You probably can. Is there a phobia of being tickled? Probably there's a phobia for everything. So, all right, moving on. All right, this segment is Today in Tech History, and in case you didn't know, today is May 3rd, 2019, and on this day in history, in 1984, Dell Computer Corporation is founded by Michael Dell, running the direct-to-order PC company from his dorm room. Dell Inc. eventually became the largest manufacturer of PCs in the world for many years. It is currently surpassed by HP and Acer, and it's been fighting ever since to try and regain its first or second place position amongst them. I don't know. They bought Alienware, so obviously they have a nice elite gaming line going for them, but be that as it's may, that's Dell for you. Also, on this day in history, in 1978, well, we might have documented on record the earliest known case of spam. Today, unsolicited bulk email, better known as spam, accounts for up to 90% of all email messages, but it wasn't until this date in 1978 that the first spam was sent. Gary Thurk, a Digital Equipment Corporation marketer, composed a message promoting the DEC System 2.0 computer. The message promoted two upcoming product presentations of the DEC System 20 accessing the ARPANET. The reaction to the message was swift and highly negative, including one who claimed that the message shut down his system. And it was probably toxic, it was probably very offensive, and, well, I think that was the first case of a troll that ever appeared on the internet, if you want to ask me. Who knows? Trolling probably started as early as 1978. Unconfirmed, of course, but you never know. It seems to be an integral part of history. That and memes and cat pictures. So I don't know. Be that as it may, let's head on over to today's feature story. Alright. Now I know all of you are all excited. At least those of you who play Fortnite. I'm of that group. But the Loot Lake Unvaulting event. You know, you're wondering what the heck is going on at Loot Lake and what's all this stuff going on. Well, Fortnite's Loot Lake Unvaulting is about to begin. Now, obviously, if you're listening to this a day or two later or any time in the future, you're probably like, well, Taylor, this event already happened. I know. I'm talking about it right now because it's big news right about now. So, after over a month of build-up, the mysterious vault at the center of Fortnite's Loot Lake is finally going to open on Saturday, May 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern. The time was revealed to players with an in-game countdown clock that appeared above the sealed door on Friday afternoon today. Whatever is going to happen, it appears that this will be Season 8's big end-of-season event, with Season 9 starting next week. So, questions surrounding that are, where's the Unvaulting event happening? Well, it should be right in the middle of Loot Lake, where the giant metal door is right now. If leaks and assumptions are correct, that door should open, revealing a special new area to explore. Now, how did players get the vault to open? Interesting question. The door itself had 5 runes surrounding it, which appear to have been locks. Each one required players to complete a different kind of challenge or puzzle, most of which needed hundreds of players to help finish. But now, all 5 of the runes have been unlocked, and it appears that the event is finally ready to begin. What is the event going to be like? Well, no one really knows. Thanks to some leaks, there's been speculation that this event could have something to do with old weapons and items, since Epic calls those items vaulted. But there's no way to know exactly what this event will be about until the door opens on Saturday afternoon. Now, where can you watch the rune event? Well, you can view the event live, in-game, on all platforms, but if you're unable to play, you can experience the event on Twitch, and there should be a replay of the event embedded in this post after it all goes down. So there you have it. One question that I have that still remains unanswered is, it have anything to do with the volcano that's about to explode? Because this entire time, for the past couple of days or so, there's been a lot of tremors and shaking going around the entire map, increasing in severity as time goes on, with smoke billowing out of, the volcano. If that has anything to do with players throwing loot into it, I have no idea. Or if they're just wasting items just because it looks cool, remains to be seen. Too, does it correspond with the same thing happening at the same time, or is it something that's going to be a little bit later? I don't know. What do you guys think? Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below, and yeah, we'll have a conversation. We'll see what is going on around this. I'm excited. I also have been playing the Avengers Endgame game mode on Fortnite and enjoying it very, very much. It turns out, don't turn me into Thanos, because I'll just ground pound the ground and kill like 4 or 5 of you stupid enough to like huddle in an area and be like, yeah, we have to defend the stones. Yeah, I can just go smash right on the ground. And don't if I happen to be Chitauri, make a ramp or a box or something to protect it, because I will figure out a way to sneak in and get the stone of power, whatever that may be, currently unlocking. Oh gosh, I've done that so many times. I literally make players mad. I've made Captain America mad. I've made Iron Man mad. I think I even got it before Hawkeye shot me with the bow. It's pretty funny. I had a couple replays of that. So yeah, enough with that. You guys want to know about the rest of the news going on today, right? Well, let's see what else is happening in the tech world. So, in more tech news, apparently you can auto-delete your Google activity, and here's how. So, keep in mind your search history is more valuable than you think. Obviously, otherwise Google wouldn't have taken it, turned it over to advertisers and go, hey guys, check it out, and then make billions of dollars and trillions of dollars off of their search engine. Anyways, advertisers invested in Google AdSense rely on the search and location data for ads they serve you across the web. Google itself relies on your search data to serve up more relevant results that keep you coming back. It's the reason data privacy is such a hot topic. Every company wants to know what decisions you're making and why. Now, I'm going to take a pause from the article for a moment and say that's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. You see, everything you do anyways is kind of in view of the public eye anyways, and outside of that, whatever you do behind closed doors is your own business, but predictable of human behavior and everything else that goes along with it. A topic for another time, yes, I will say, but it's not necessarily a bad decision or a good decision. It's kind of something to have a conversation over. I agree. Because of this, many Google users are choosing to disengage and opt out of its many personalized options. By disabling Google's activity tracking, however, you lose access to some very useful feature like local search results, ads, and recommendations tailored to your interests. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a way to remove activity tracking without losing most of Google's standout features? Well, luckily, Google has been listening. Because removing activity tracking altogether would break many of the search engine's most profitable functions, and Google doesn't want to do that, Google has created a forward-thinking alternative for users who embrace the service but don't want to sacrifice their privacy. So we'll see how it works, along with how you can activate it on your own devices right now. So, what activity does Google track? Well, Google keeps tabs on a range of data that it details what you do online. History of searches, videos watched on YouTube, time you spend on websites, what ads you clicked are all factored into your behind-the-scenes Google profile. Obviously more so if you're using Google Chrome. Google then provides this data to affiliates like advertisers and feeds it into its own algorithm that serves you recommendations and targeted material you're familiar with. If any of this sounds like a privacy nightmare to you, you're not alone. These concerns have been raised with Google multiple times, but people seem comfortable enough with the service that they continue to log in with their accounts on Chrome and Google every day. At the very least, Google is upfront about what they do with their user data and provides a clear explanation on how it can use it to benefit customers. So, the article then goes on to how to enable activity auto-delete on Google, everything to do around that, and then 5 tips to make the most of the Google app on your phone if you happen to have that as well. So very simply, if you want to learn more, head on over to the article for it. Its title is How to Auto Delete Your Google History and Data, and you can have fun with that. Yes, I know I ended it abruptly because there's not really much more to say. My mind wants to go on a rant, okay? I gotta be honest with you, and I don't have all of everything put together in a cohesive argument to be able to provide it to you guys, so my brain's just gonna go all over the place. So, moving on, Facebook's cryptocurrency might work like loyalty points, and if you've been living under a rock, or you didn't attend F8, or you didn't watch the video of Facebook's conference, don't worry, we're still breaking it down. Apparently, Mark Zuckerberg is going, hey guys, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency guys. Now, if Facebook's pivot from town square to private living room wasn't laden with enough irony, here's a new twist. Big business, it appears, has been invited to join us by the fireplace. On Thursday, the Wall Street Journal reported new potential details about Facebook's long-awaited cryptocurrency plans. The company is reportedly seeking dozens of business partners, including online merchants and financial firms, in an effort to extend the reach of its blockchain-based marketplace. Facebook's would-be partners are being asked to pitch into an investment fund valued at $1 billion or more that would serve as backing for Facebook's coin and mitigate the wild speculative swings that make cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin hard to spend. Now, the pitch, according to the Journal, involves offering merchants lower fees than credit cards. Now, some were quick to note that this would reduce Facebook's ability to make money from payments in the short term, but that may not matter much if in the end Facebook's crypto effort is really all about getting you to spend more time glued to Facebook. Facebook appears to be already building out the plumbing to make its marketplace a reality. At its F8 developer conference this week, the word blockchain was notably absent. But even as Zuckerberg emphasized the company's plan to reorganize your Facebook experience around intimate relationships, his update included plenty of ways money would be involved. I believe that it should be as easy to send money to someone as it is to send a photo, he said, alluring to simple and secure payments as a core feature of his privacy-forward vision that apparently extends beyond the peer-to-peer payments available in Venmo and Facebook's own Messenger app. In a series of keynotes, Facebook execs touted a litany of commerce-focused improvements, better checkout for Instagram's digital mall, donation stickers, and a new tool for small business owners to list items on WhatsApp. Indeed, WhatsApp appears to sit at the center of Facebook's commerce efforts, at least to start. At F8, Facebook said WhatsApp Pay, currently on limited trial in India, would expand to additional unnamed countries later this year. Now, the platform isn't blockchain-based for now and is designed for peer-to-peer payments. But with 80% of small businesses in India using WhatsApp to market their goods, some form of payments processing is a natural evolution. So, we might see something there. And an added twist from the Journal's report is the possibility that the coin will be integrated into Facebook's lucrative ads ecosystem. So the scheme, reportedly still under debate within Facebook, would potentially work on both sides of the ads equation. Merchants could use a coin to pay for ads, and users would be rewarded in coins for viewing or interacting with them. Interesting. Well, we'll have to see how this goes. There's still a lot of speculation, a lot of interesting theories being proposed. Are you guys excited about Facebook going into cryptocurrency? I don't know. Let me know. If you're excited, leave a like, and if you're not, still leave a like, and then let us know why you're not interested in it. We'll see. But as far as I'm concerned, well, there's still a lot of speculation. We'll have to see how it all irons out. Interesting thoughts though going forward in terms of what Facebook might be doing behind the scenes. Why did sudden switch from a town square to living room based group? I don't know. It's all really interesting. We'll have to see how it pans out. Moving on to some gadget news. If you're listening to the podcast of this, we have a photo right now that we're looking at, the Apple iPhone 11 design. And apparently the author of this article loves it enough. They're saying that we need it right now. I think they might be drooling. Just keep in mind, we're now less than a week away from seeing Google unveil its brand new Pixel 3a and Pixel 3a XL smartphones, two new handsets that will resurrect the spirit, and more importantly, the low prices of the company's old Nexus series. Just 1 week after that, OnePlus will host multiple events around the world to unveil its new OnePlus 7 phone series, the star of which is obviously the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now, thanks to leaks, we know that this sleek new flagship smartphone will offer an all-screen design that's unlike anything we've seen so far in the US, with a display that stretches nearly all the way to the edges of the phone and a selfie camera that pops up from the top when needed. Interesting. Samsung's exciting but horribly designed Galaxy Fold might finally see the light of day sometime after that, and then we have the new Galaxy Note 10 to look forward to in early August. Long story short, there are tons of new Android flagships set to be released in the coming months, and yet Apple's upcoming iPhone 11 series is already overshadowing them all. As has been the case for years, Apple is expected to announce its next-gen iPhone in September, which is still 4 months away. A handful of new Android flagship phones will be released before then, and that doesn't even include all the new phones set to be announced by regional device makers in China. Now, the iPhone 11, 11 Max, and 11R have been rumored to feature modest design changes and barely any new features, and yet they have still managed to stir up far more buzz than any other unreleased phones set to debut this year. Now, however, the level of intrigue is only growing because it turns out that modest design update is going to be far more exciting than everyone thought. See, in September 2016, when Apple released the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, pundits and analysts worried that sales might slump. Despite being a new generation of iPhone, the 7 still had the same design as the 6S and the 6 that had been released 2 years earlier. Would Apple fans still buy a phone if Apple used the same design 3 years in a row? The quarter following the 7's release ended up being a record-breaking quarter for iPhone sales. In fact, it's a record still stands to this day. Now, there's no question that the smartphone market has changed a great deal since then. Most key regions are nearing market saturation, and some are already there. Phones are faster and more powerful than they've ever been before, so people are waiting longer and longer to upgrade. All of these reasons and more could prevent some people from upgrading to a new iPhone 11 later this year, but it won't be the phone's design, especially not if it ends up looking like this. Oh my goodness. Just yesterday, we shared a series of iPhone 11 and 11 Max renders created by a graphic designer named Hasan Kamak. They were stunning. He used the latest leaks and rumors to mock up 11 series handsets that looked almost exactly like what we would expect to see when Apple unveils its new phones in September. There are a few subtle discrepancies, though. He used the old mute switch design instead of the new iPad-like switch we're expecting. Also, the area around Apple's new triple-lens camera array is expected to be color-matched to the back of the phone, rather than black, as it is in the render immediately above this photograph. Interesting. Apparently there's a video? Oh my goodness. There's a video going along with it. So if you guys want to see the video, photos, everything, link is in the show notes, technewsgadget.net/109. I'll just let this photo linger here a little bit longer, then we'll go on to the next story, shall we? All right, in some gadget news, the Japanese laundry folding robot is dead. I remember I teased it at the beginning, but I didn't say what was going on with it. Well, it's dead. I covered this gadget, I don't know, probably a handful of months ago, maybe even earlier than that. But the ability to fold a shirt is still something that makes you uniquely human, for now at least. That's because the Laundroid, the famed laundry folding robot from Japan, is officially dead, and with it our hopes for a new breed of machine that could one day fold all our laundry for us, as if we're lazy enough already. At one point, it seemed inevitable that smart laundry helpers would soon be taking their place alongside robot vacuum cleaners and intelligent lights in modern high-tech homes. But now, Seven Dreamers Laboratories, the Japanese robotics startup known for its laundry folding robot prototypes that amaze the public at tech fairs, has filed for bankruptcy at the Tokyo District Court. Ah, no. Well, it sounds to me like they folded up. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Folding a shirt is still too hard a task for a robot to learn, and an AI-powered device has to come to an abrupt end before even able to come up to grips with the laundry. As the cash flow problems have become worse, the prospect of our company's business operation is nowhere in sight, according to the company president, announcing the end of operations 5 years after the company was founded in 2014. Now, keep in mind, the laundry folding robot was still being developed during that time, and although the company continued to sound optimistic, here's the bad news about it. The robot never even learned how to properly fold clothes, as it was still struggling trying to figure it out. This is when it hits reality. Beyond its inability to fulfill its main purpose, the robot was also impractically large, measuring around the same size as a fridge. We would like to extend our sincere apology to stakeholders, customers, partner companies, and those involved for causing such trouble. The company, which had received more than 10 billion yen in funding, had seemed like a promising tech company after winning the Japan round of the 2018 Startup World Cup. However, its US counterpart has not yet given up on finding a high-tech solution to folding laundry. And I believe this is the one that I covered. So the Japanese counterpart is the one that declared bankruptcy. As for the Foldymate, it's not clear if it's up to the complex task of folding laundry, a tricky process that requires AI to work out exactly what item of clothing is being folded, but its developers in California say they are still aiming for a 2019 launch, and at this point, it's gonna have to be around the holiday time, if not late 2019. When released, the Foldymate is set to cost around $980 US, and anyone who wants to buy it will need to have room for a fridge-sized printer in their home. So, well, although we bid adieu to the Japan fridge-sized folding laundry robot that couldn't figure out how to fold a shirt, well, hopefully the Foldymate won't fold up on us too and disappoint. Okay, I'm done with the laundry jokes. I'm done. Just take out the laundry, please. Moving on to some more gadget news. Apparently, there's a radar that can wirelessly monitor vital signs of patients. Interestingly enough, scientists at the University of Waterloo have developed a radar that can wirelessly monitor the vital signs of patients, thus eliminating the dependency on machines. This is pretty impressive. The research was published in the journal IEEE Access. Yes, it had 3 E's. Okay. Can I continue with the article, please? Housed in a device. Okay, it's not my fault. Most of the time, Octavius, my producer, is sitting right over there, except I don't know where he went right now, but he's trying to tell me, like, oh, do something funny here. He's trying to, like, up the game for the show or something. It's not working out. You're making me look like an idiot, Octavius. Thanks a lot. Housed in a device smaller than a cell phone, the new technology records heart and breathing rates using sensitive radar waves that are analyzed by sophisticated algorithms embedded in an onboard digital signal processing unit. And that was a mouthful to read. Apparently, let me dumb it down for you guys. A cell phone device can record vital signs with radar waves that are analyzed by the processes on board. Researchers developed a system to monitor deep sleep apnea patients by detecting subtle chest movements instead of connecting them to equipment in labs via numerous cumbersome wires. We take the whole complex process and make it completely wireless. Get it? And instead of a clinic, it could be done in the comfort of your own bed and run daily for continuous monitoring, said George Shaker, a cross-appointed professor of electrical and computer engineering at Waterloo. In a study at the Research Institute for Aging, the radar unit was mounted to the ceiling over the bed of more than 50 volunteers as they slept normally in a model long-term care apartment. The system, which collects and analyzes data from radar waves that are reflected back to the unit from the bodies of patients, achieved results over 90% as accurate as standard hardwired equipment. This is pretty impressive. This is the first time radar has been used for heart sensing with this degree of accuracy and in such an uncontrolled environment. Our subjects slept unobstructed in any position for up to 8 hours, according to an individual who led the study. Researchers are also exploring the use of technology to monitor activity levels and falls by residents of long-term care homes and in hospitals for routine monitoring of heart and breathing rates for all kinds of patients. So, yeah, kind of interesting. You guys think this is cool? We'll have to see if this makes it into... I could see this definitely being used very much so in the medical realm. This could eliminate the need for so many wires and electronics and pricey stuff to go along with it, and that snaps or breaks or forces you to lay in a certain position, like you're stuck on your back because you can't roll over or do anything. Apparently radar, doink, can go right through that. But obviously if you have a surgery or something that's important that you kind of need to stay in a certain position for without causing further damage, that's understandable, but this is pretty cool. Apparently, yeah, you can use radar for this kind of stuff, and it's just as accurate, if not then some. So, pretty cool tech. Pretty cool. Moving on to our final article of the day. This is a gaming article coming to us from VentureBeat.com. Risk of Rain 2 storms to over 1 million copies sold after 1 month in Steam Early Access. Now, we're getting closer to summer, but the risk of rain is increasing, at least in Steam Early Access. Hopo Games, I think that's... Hopefully I named it right. If I didn't, oh well. Whoop-de-doo! Hopo Games and Gearbox Publishing announced today that Risk of Rain 2 has stormed out to over 1 million copies sold in a little over a month. Risk of Rain 2 hit Steam Early Access on March 28th for $20. This combo of a shooter roguelike is Hopo's first 3D game. The first game sold more than 3 million copies. Now, for those of you wondering, it's a side-scrolling roguelike that came out in 2013, but this one is 3D. Last week, Risk of Rain 2 added new characters, stages, and bosses. Content updates like this, vital to such games which randomize level layouts, enemies, and loot every time you play. The final stage and boss, however, won't be available until next year when Risk of Rain 2 launches out of early access. Now, for those of you wondering, what's Hoopu? Well, Hoopu started as a team of 2 indie devs, a pair of University of Washington students. Risk of Rain was an award-winning game. The studio followed with the side-scrolling action stealth game Deadbolt in 2016, which also followed the early access model, hitting that channel in 2015. So quite impressive. I actually looked into the trailer of it, and here's my first thought of it. This looks like No Man's Sky, just slightly more cartoonish, but maybe a little bit more simple in some ways, but definitely the feel that I was kind of figuring that No Man's Sky would have the first time around. Not this whole weird exploration and you vacuuming stuff up off the ground or swinging a pickaxe and mining stuff. No, like this is you running around doing stuff, shooting a myriad of things that are trying to kill you. Quite interesting. So it doesn't have a trailer included with it, so I'd encourage you, for those of you listening and watching, to type in Risk of Rain 2 trailer on YouTube. You can take a look at the trailer, take a look at some of the gameplay. It's actually quite impressive. I looked at it and I went, wow, you know what? If this was No Man's Sky, maybe I would have bought that. But it's not. It's Hoopu. And you can get it for 20 bucks. So if you're interested, I'm sure 20 bucks will probably be well worth your investment as compared to probably the $60 that you choked out trying to pay for No Man's Sky full game release that took a year to figure out what the heck was going on with it. Broken game from the start. Why don't you release it properly right the first time? You won't have these kind of complaints. Anyways, I'm done ranting, so with that, I think I can finally rest. And with that, that wraps up this episode of the latest in tech news. Thanks for tuning in, guys. New episodes every weekday. Obviously, we'll see you back on Monday because today is Friday. The latest in tech news can be found on every major platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Stitcher, Overcast, and more. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, let us know by clicking that like button below and leaving a comment. Also, double check that you are subscribed and click that notification bell on YouTube so that you don't miss the next episode. I'm your host, Taylor American. Remember, for the latest in tech, gadgets, and gaming news, visit TechNewsGadget.net. Pretty much, keep being awesome, guys. I'll see you on the flip side.